Radhe Krishna. Hello friends, today I am showing how to make a traditional sambar. This is Karnataka style sambar and you will find this served in Udupi Sri Krishna Matha also. Um, so without further delay, I'll tell you what are the spices that I generally use. If you follow this protocol, you can make any sambar, you can add your own set of vegetables, you will not go wrong. So as you can see, I am making white ash gourd sambar, and this is the safest sambar one could ever make. So I think if you are starting to make sambar from scratch, you start with white ash gourd. This is half a kilo white ash gourd. I'm going to tell you about cutting the ash gourd as well. In the meantime, the spices I have taken is, I have used this spoon. In this spoon I have taken 3 spoons of urad dal, 1 spoon of chana dal, 3 spoons of coriander seeds, 1 spoon of jeera, half a spoon of methi seeds, a small piece of cinnamon. A lot of people tend to use a lot of cinnamon, but I generally don't put a lot of cinnamon. I just want it to be at the back of the palate for Krishna, so I just use very small piece of cinnamon. I have taken 3 to 4 Badgi chilies and about a fistful of freshly grated coconut. Now in terms of cutting, I have also taken a bit of tamarind for sourness. So I always strongly believe, and I have experienced also, that how you cut the vegetables will also influence the eventual taste of your dish. So when you're cutting for sambar, you want slightly larger pieces like this, and it should all be even. So cutting ash gourd is slightly tricky. So what I do is I generally peel off the peel off the skin of ash gourd, and then I consider this as parallel cubes. So once you make these parallel cubes, you go horizontally once you go, and then you go vertically like this, and then you will render even pieces of ash gourd. So this is how you have to do. Now it's all about boiling the dal and making the sambar, and I am also going to be dry roasting all of these ingredients that I am showing here and making the sambar. So I'll let this boil for exactly 7 minutes. Please make a note, exactly 7 minutes. Anything longer, ash gourd becomes too mushy and you will not get a good sambar. Speaking of cinnamon and red chilies, it's always important that you need either a little bit of ghee or a little bit of like a drop of oil or ghee, because that is when the aroma of cinnamon comes out. So make sure that you are adding this and just roasting it for like about 10 to 15 seconds. So now I am transferring red chilies. I have just taken 4 Badgi red chilies. What I generally do is I generally remove the tip of the red chilies and I use that for seasoning. Now this just requires about 10 to 12 seconds, but this is a mandatory process. When you grease the Badgi red chilies, sambar becomes very colorful. In our house, our palate for Krishna is usually medium spice, so you can increase or decrease the red chilies basis your palate. We don't make too spicy food at home, so I'm just taken 4 red chilies. And to start with, for a family of 4 red chilies is really a right amount. So this is done now. I'm going to transfer everything and make a powder. As you can see, I have transferred everything to a mixer jar along with coconut and jaggery and tamarind. So I'm going to add everything and make a nice smooth paste. Taken about half a cup of tur dal and I have boiled it for about 5 to 6 whistles in a pressure cooker. So I'm going to transfer this. Some people have the tendency to transfer the coconut and then the tur dal, but I just tend to do the reverse because I want to make sure that the fragrance and the essence of the vegetable that you're using to make sambar is infused into the tur dal, because otherwise it's going to be tur dal and at one end and watery masala at the other end. So and I therefore always make sure that I am boiling, I am bringing all of this to a rolling boil again by adding tur dal to the vegetable mix. So therefore I suggested initially that you should not add too much water. You should always monitor the water levels. Otherwise, when you add the ground paste that I talked about, it's going to become a very watery sambar. So make sure that you are bringing this to a rolling boil before you transfer the ground masala. And then pouring in all of the ground masala into the sambar. Now you have to reduce the flame to like medium to low to medium and give it a nice mix. So you can already feel the texture of the sambar. So this is how you make it. And now there are a couple of points that you have to watch for. Because there is coconut, the temperature has to be carefully monitored, and you have to keep stirring this for about 3 to 4 minutes whenever it comes to a boil. If you don't stir it, what happens is coconut will separate and the rest of the sambar will separate, so you don't get a nice oozy mix of things in sambar. It will be like coconut on one end and water on the other end and vegetable on another end. So in order to watch for this, you have to make sure that it's from medium to low flame. I would even suggest a low flame initially for about 2-3 minutes, and then about a medium flame to bring it to a rolling boil. So this is another important aspect of making sambar. So I'm going to transfer this to the sambar. That's it, friends. This is how you make Urbi style authentic sambar. So let us all make this sambar, offer it to Krishna with the Tulsi Dalam. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpana.